Welcome to Newsletter Guru TV, your show with a boatload of smart marketing and business building advice, and a little fun along the way.
This episode of Newsletter Guru TV is brought to you by Jim Palmer's famous No Hassle Newsletters Master Reseller Program. As a marketing coach or business consultant, you know that the fastest way to help your clients increase their profits is by getting more repeat business and more referrals from their current customer. And the best way to do that is with a monthly customer newsletter. Now, instead of simply recommending that your clients use a customer newsletter, you can provide them with an amazing done-for-you newsletter. The No Hassle Newsletter Master Reseller Program is a complete turnkey newsletter system that solves your client's biggest need, makes you a marketing hero, and also adds a lucrative new revenue stream for your business. Become a master reseller today at www.nohasslenewsletters.com.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru, and I am committed to helping you build a more profitable business faster. On this week's episode, I want to give you a couple tips on how to just rock the stage when you're a speaker. I'm just back, actually literally today, and you probably see dark bags under my eyes. I'm really tired, but I was just back from several days down in Nashville, where I was actually the keynote presenter at my good buddy Rem Jackson's Top Practices company. Top Practices is an amazing organization that helps podiatrists and other service professionals really ramp up the growth and profitability of their practice. And I delivered a keynote on Saturday morning, and then on Saturday afternoon I spoke again on newsletter marketing and patient retention and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, right before I hit the go button on the camera, I was talking to a buddy of mine, Jay Henderson, who helps people make incredibly smart hiring decisions. So thanks to Jay's call, I remembered to turn my cell phone off. But anyway, so I wanted to just give you a couple quick tips about being a speaker and making sure that you do everything you can to plan and prepare and knock it out of the park. Now, one of the things that I do is when I'm going to speak, I find out what time the room opens, whether it's the AV guy, whether it's the assistants or whatever. Where am I speaking so I know where I'm going, and when does it open? So I like to go down there, and first of all, so I'll go in the room and take a look at this picture right here. This is a picture looking up at the stage, so I get an idea what the stage looks like and the screens, what people will be seeing, and things like that. Then the other thing I do is I actually go off to the side and envision I'm being introduced, and then I kind of see how long it takes me to get up on stage, so you can kind of time that appropriately so the applause is still going and not dying out, or just so you get a feel for the layout. But then I go up on stage and I look around. Take a look at this shot. I took a quick little panoramic with my camera, and so I wanted to see what will I be seeing on the stage. First of all, like how far do I look left or right so I can make some good eye contact with as many people as possible. But the other thing I want to do is I want to see what it's like to be on stage. How much room do I have to walk left or right? I never stand still. I'm always walking left or right. Just want to get a quick feel for that. Heaven forbid you fall off the stage and things like that. So just get a feel for the layout. And then the other thing I do, I'm a big fan of virtual or visualization, picturing the place in my mind. So if I happen to go get these shots actually the night before, so that night and that morning as I was thinking about my talk, I can actually visualize the room, visualize my first couple lines and things like that. So it really kind of gets your subconscious mind in tune to what's going to happen. So that's a big thing. The other thing I do, and this is going to be kind of a big part, I think it's going to be about 3 or 4 minutes. I had my wife Stephanie videotape Rem introducing me. So this is not by accident. So when you're going to go speak somewhere, you want to make sure you know who's going to introduce you, and to whatever degree possible, you give them notes and things like that. You don't necessarily want them to go up and hold it. I have known Jim for a long time. I mean, that comes off as very insincere. Rem happens to know me for a long time, but we discussed the kind of talk I was going to give, so he was able to set it up a little bit. I think I've mentioned before on Newsletter Guru TV that I actually use a video. It's kind of I forget what they call it, some kind of a reel. I forget, I'm so tired, but there's a reel that people play when they get introduced, like on TV and whatnot. So I have a little reel that plays, and and little video talks about my different companies and different things, and there's a picture of me kayaking with Toby and things like that. So Rem, what happens is, so the way I get introduced when I speak is the host will introduce me a little bit and say, okay, we're going to watch this short video, and then at the end of the video they say, okay, everybody get up and welcome Jim Palmer, and then I go and I take the stage. So you're going to see that in 1 second. The other thing I want you to notice at the end of it is when I actually take the stage, this is not edited, I do not get up there and say, hey, thanks for having me, what a great crowd, any boring thing like that. You don't want to do that. Too many speakers do that. It's boring. I launch right into a story, and so you'll actually hear me begin. I'm going to tell my story about when my season of crisis began in this case, so I actually launched right into it. It was about noontime on a Monday. We were just back from family vacation, and I am right into my talk and moving on. So there's a couple tips for you. So go ahead and watch this, and I'll see you on the other side.
I mean, really a big deal for me to bring Jim Palmer here to Nashville and to give you a chance to get to know Jim. Now, many of you have read Jim's books. Some of you because I've been sending them to you over the years as Thanksgiving presents. And Jim has a new book called Stop Waiting for It to Get Better, Create Your Dream Now, that he will tell you about. But I met Jim in a mastermind meeting. It was about, golly Jim, what was it, about 5 years ago, I guess, 6 years ago. At the same time I met Dave Freeze. Some of you remember Dave from last year. So here's this, I don't think he'll come off that way today, but soft-spoken, and I got to know Jim over the course of about a 3-year period. But what I found out about Jim is that he's the real deal. He's so authentic. He is, everything that he's going to talk about today is how he lives his life. It's who he is. And I respect him enormously. Now, in the afternoon, he's going to talk about one of his key areas, which is how to basically create this steel gate all the way around your patients, your database, your list, and how to use that, why that matters. So he has a whole area of expertise that we're going to talk about. But what I also learned about Jim is that he's just like every other person. I always say that every one of us gets about 3 stink bombs a year, right? Every once in a while we get like a really big one, and we think, I'm not going to be able to survive this. This is terrible. This is awful. And in the weeks and months that follow after that, it's not so bad. It gets better or whatever. And I learned that, Jim, just like everybody else, has had his setbacks, his problems. Napoleon Hill went bankrupt twice. I don't know if you know that or not. Everybody has their issues. And I asked him if he would, and this is, it's really his whole theme is to talk about how to persevere, how to move forward, and how to really just make what you want to have happen, no matter what life throws at you, because life's always going to throw things at you. It's how we deal with it that matters. And so a little more mindset for this morning, and after that we're going to talk about ancillary services, lasers, we're going to talk about all that stuff. But I really wanted you to get this message from someone who I respect enormously. So Charles, go ahead, or I guess actually I do it now. I'll advance this. A little bit about Jim. Everybody, come on. On your feet, let's give a big round of applause. So it was just a little bit after 12 noon. It was an early Monday in July. And we were just back from a family vacation. My wife Stephanie and I took our 4 kids all the way up through Canada and then down through New England, just feeling good.
All right, so that's how I introduced myself. I hope you got some value out of that. If you did, I'd appreciate it very much if you would click the share button. Go ahead and just click it on whether you're watching on YouTube, Newsletter Guru TV, Facebook. Click the share button. That will share this and put it on somebody's news feed and help spread the word of my smart marketing and business building advice. Go ahead and create some extra value for your core business, your core customers, your patients, whatever you're doing. Look for ways to add more value to what you're already doing, because when you do that, your customers, clients, and patients will stay longer, and when they stay longer, they end up spending more and referring more, and that's a great thing in your business. And do something nice for somebody today. Random acts of kindness are they're very much needed in this angry little world we seem to be in right now. So do something nice. Put a smile on somebody's face. Wave them into traffic. Just make a nice compliment to a complete stranger. Puts a smile on their face and makes you feel special as well. And be sure to check out Stick Like Glue Radio, the weekly podcast dedicated to helping you create an everlasting bond with your customers so they stay longer, spend more, and refer more. And again, those are great things in your business. My name is Jim Palmer. I'm the host of Newsletter Guru TV, and I'm committed to helping you build a more profitable business faster. As I'm recording this, I actually think this is this week's video, so I got a little behind. Depending when you see it, if you're in Phoenix, I'm going to be in Phoenix tomorrow night, which is Wednesday. I forget the date. Is it Wednesday, September 8th, 9th, or 10th, something like that. But depending when this video comes out, and as I'm thinking about it, why did I mention that at all? But I'm going to leave it in because I'm really, really pressed for time. But I want to get this video done. I have yet to miss a week in over 4 years. I've never missed, so this is it. My desk is full of receipts and everything. I pushed it aside, said, get that video done, get it out the door. Anyway, enough of what's going on in my head. This is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. You have a great week, and you take good care.